Here's something that blows my mind. 92% of people who set ambitious goals end up quitting. But there's a tiny fraction who become literally unstoppable. Today we're exploring the science behind what makes these rare individuals different.
Well, that's fascinating. And you know what's really interesting? It's not about natural talent or luck at all.
That's exactly right. Research shows that what separates unstoppable people comes down to 4 key psychological factors. And the first one is completely counterintuitive.
Let me guess. Is it about how they handle failure differently?
Well, it goes even deeper than that. It's actually about identity. Studies show that people who achieve extraordinary results don't just set goals. They fundamentally change who they believe they are.
Oh wow, so it's more about becoming someone new rather than just doing new things.
Precisely. Take Michael Jordan. Sports psychologists have studied how he didn't just practice basketball. He completely embodied the identity of being the greatest. Every decision, every action flowed from that core belief.
You know, that reminds me of research I read about identity-based habits. They found that people who say, "I'm the kind of person who," are 71% more likely to stick to their goals.
Those numbers are incredible. And it ties perfectly into the second factor, what researchers call ruthless consistency. The data shows that consistency beats intensity every single time.
So what exactly does that mean in practice?
Well, neuroscience tells us that our brains are literally rewired through consistent action. When you do something every day for 30 days, the neural pathways become so strong that the behavior becomes almost automatic.
That makes me think about those studies on willpower depletion, how trying to force yourself to do something actually drains your mental energy.
Exactly right. And here's where it gets really interesting. The third factor is actually about rewiring your relationship with discomfort. Research from elite military training programs shows that people can actually train themselves to crave challenges.
Well, that certainly goes against our natural instincts. Most people spend their whole lives trying to avoid pain and discomfort.
And that's precisely why most people never reach their full potential. Studies show that voluntary exposure to controlled discomfort increases resilience by up to 34% in just 2 weeks.
So what's the fourth factor? Because so far this is painting a pretty clear picture of why some people seem unstoppable.
The fourth factor is what neuroscientists call attention control. In today's world, our ability to focus is under constant assault. The average person checks their phone 96 times per day. That's once every 10 minutes.
That's absolutely terrifying when you think about it. No wonder deep work feels so impossible sometimes.
And here's the kicker. Research shows that every time we get distracted, it takes an average of 23 minutes to get back to the same level of focus.
So how do truly unstoppable people handle this? Because we can't exactly throw our phones away in today's world.
They create what psychologists call environmental forcing functions. Systems that make it impossible to get distracted. Think of it like putting your phone in another room during focused work time.
That makes so much sense. It's about making the right behavior the path of least resistance.
Exactly. And when you combine all 4 factors, identity shift, ruthless consistency, embracing discomfort and protected focus, you create what researchers call a success loop.
You know what's really interesting about all this? It feels both incredibly challenging and surprisingly achievable at the same time.
That's because it is. Studies show that people who implement even just one of these factors see a 47% increase in goal achievement. Imagine what happens when you stack all 4.
So what would you say is the first step someone should take if they want to become unstoppable?
The research is clear on this. Start with identity. Write down who you need to become to achieve your goals. Not what you need to do, but who you need to be.
That's such a powerful shift in perspective. Instead of focusing on the destination, you are focusing on the transformation.
And remember, this isn't about perfection. The data shows that unstoppable people fail just as often as everyone else. They just get back up faster.
Well, this has completely changed how I think about achievement and success.
And that's exactly what makes this so powerful. Once you understand the science behind becoming unstoppable, you can't unsee it. It becomes a blueprint for transformation in any area of life,